Hello, my name is Dr. Andreas Eleftheriou, a veterinary resident at The Ohio State University. Welcome to the third video of a series on ticks and tick-borne diseases created for livestock producers in Ohio. In this video, we'll talk about diseases associated with ticks relevant to people and animals in Ohio. As ticks are expanding in Ohio, tick-borne diseases are also expanding. For example, here are two simple charts of what's happened with Lyme disease cases in people and dogs in Ohio since the establishment of the deer or blacklegged tick, which transmits the Lyme disease bacteria. We can see that over time, Lyme disease cases have been increasing in both people and dogs. Because each tick is associated with their own diseases, tick identification matters. Here you can see all the ticks that are relevant for producers and their animals. Next, we'll discuss our associated diseases and go through details for some of them. The blacklegged or deer tick is a tick that transmits the bacteria responsible for Lyme disease in people, dogs, cats, and horses. This tick can also transmit pathogens responsible for other diseases, including anaplasmosis, babesiosis, ehrlichiosis, tick-borne relapsing fever, Poisson virus disease, and tick paralysis. Unlike the rest, tick paralysis is not caused by a pathogen, and we'll discuss it more later. People with Lyme disease show many symptoms, including rash, fever, dullness, pain, and swollen lymph glands. On the right, you can see the various ways that rashes can appear on a person's skin. Anaplasmosis in horses is another disease associated with black-legged ticks. Typical symptoms include fever, incoordination, anorexia, and depression. Swelling of the legs and yellow mucous membranes can also occur, as seen in the images on the right. Next, we have diseases associated with the American dog tick. These include anaplasmosis, tick paralysis, Rocky Mountain spotted fever, tularemia, and cytozoonosis. Anaplasmosis or gall sickness is an important disease of cattle associated with the American dog tick and is common in Ohio. Symptoms include fever, dullness, anorexia, and weight loss, among others. Yellow mucous membranes or skin can also occur, as seen in the images on the right. Although all ticks can potentially cause tick paralysis, the American dog tick is associated with most cases. Tick paralysis happens as a response to tick saliva. Affected people and animals can experience weakness or paralysis that gradually moves up the body. Thankfully, when the attached tick is removed, movement usually returns within 24 hours. Another important disease in people associated with the American dog tick is Rocky Mountain spotted fever. Typical symptoms are fever, vomiting, and pain, among others. It is called spotted fever because of the characteristic rash that develops, as you can see in the images on the right. The Asian local tick is a newcomer to Ohio. Although theileriosis is the only disease in cattle associated with the Asian local tick so far, this is an evolving situation and more research is needed. Theileriosis in cattle can look like anaplasmosis. Symptoms of bovine theileriosis include fever and weakness. Enlarged lymph glands and pale or yellow mucous membranes can also occur, as seen in the images on the right. This disease was recently reported in eastern Ohio. Next, we have diseases associated with the Lone Star tick. All of them are caused by pathogens except the last two, meat allergy and tick paralysis. Ehrlichiosis is an important disease in people associated with the Lone Star tick. Typical symptoms include rash, fever, vomiting, and diarrhea, among others. The rash can look like what you see in the images on the right. Mammalian or red meat allergy is a disease that is not caused by a pathogen. It's the body's response to sugar in the tick saliva. Symptoms in people include hives, as you can see in this image. The second to last set of diseases are associated with the Gulf Coast tick and include hepatozoonosis, tidewater fever rickettsiosis, tick paralysis, and gouge or droopy ear. Tidewater fever in people is a less severe form of Rocky Mountain spotted fever. This disease is typically associated with a dry scab at the bite site, as seen on the right. Gouge ear occurs in livestock from infestations with the Gulf Coast tick. Symptoms include droopy, swollen, and curled ears, accompanied by weight loss. The last diseases we will discuss are associated with the brown dog tick. We're not going to go over details for any of them, but they include Rocky Mountain spotted fever, ehrlichiosis, anaplasmosis, babesiosis, and hepatozoonosis. This concludes this video on tick-borne diseases specific to Ohio, funded by USDA and North Central IPM Center. Thank you for your attention.